Brandy.
He left her lonely, brokenhearted. She said she was.
I was young too.
She said she was 15 and she had to keep it a secret because she was so young.
See, we did the thing. We did the thing when she was like 16, 17, around that time. You know, I was old enough to. She was old enough to get it.
Yeah, and I seen him sock Wanya from Boys to Men in the mouth over her with a cast on. He had a cast on one of his hands. Just socked him out. Bang. Like right there. Like, yeah.
Yeah,
Crazy.
Brandon T told us about that.
Hold up. Ray J is not holding back anymore, y'all, because he just went all the way off on Wanya Morris after Brandy dropped a bomb in her memoir about losing her virginity to him at just 16. Ray J had to sit back and watch all of this unfold in real time, but there wasn't much he could do since Brandy was fully wrapped up in Wanya. She wasn't trying to hear anybody out. Girl, she even kept the whole relationship a secret from her own parents. And by the time they finally caught on, the damage was already done. He had pulled her in and played on her emotions. But now that Brandy is finally telling her truth, Ray J is stepping in too. And yeah, he's got a lot to get off his chest. So listen, this whole situation kicked off when Brandy released her memoir, Phases, and opened up about how Wanya from the legendary group Boys to Men manipulated her into a relationship. At the time, Wanya was a 22-year-old grown man with plenty of experience. He had no business dealing with her, but he saw an opportunity because she looked up to him and he took full advantage of that. You won't believe how it started. They initially connected strictly on some industry work vibes, but things escalated real fast. Brandy started to believe this man genuinely cared about her. Meanwhile, he was low-key plotting to take things further. Now fast forward to 1995. He brought her on tour to open for Boys to Men during their second run. By then, things had shifted from friendship to secretly dealing behind closed doors, especially after they worked together on Broken Hearted. And as if dating a 16-year-old wasn't already wild enough, he was also messing around with other women and comparing her to other female artists. And let's be real, Brandy was already under pressure being compared in the industry back then. So having the man she trusted do the same thing? Yeah, that hit different. She admitted she was in way too deep. Sneaking around and lying to her parents became her normal. She made it clear the silence stops here. The shame stops here. She even said it herself. She was just a child and he was a grown man. And remember how he was cheating? Well, one of those women turned out to be her own label mate, Adina Howard. Things got so messy that Atlantic Records executive Sylvia Rhone had to step in. But instead of fixing things, it only made everything worse. Apparently, Sylvia leaned more toward Brandy's side since she was the bigger star and had been involved with Wanya first, but Adina wasn't going for that at all. She went off, cussed Sylvia out, stormed out, and later exposed everything on the radio with Wendy Williams, dragging both Sylvia and Brandy. But Sylvia didn't let that slide either. She made a major move. She completely shelved Adina's second album. Not only that, she stopped pushing her career altogether. And just like that, Adina's career took a major hit all over a man who didn't even value her.
In a way, and were kind of going through it about a guy.
And that conflict caught the attention of Adina's and Brandy's label exec, Sylvia Rhone.
There probably was an exchange of words for Adina not to focus on Wanya.
Wendy Williams caught wind of it, called Adina, and Adina opened up like she normally would. Except for she had some choice words in there for Sylvia and for Brandy. Well, that pissed Sylvia off. She was on fire.
As a result, the release date for Adina's album was delayed indefinitely.
I said something very inappropriate about the head of the label, and she pulled up the emergency brake, shut everything down.
Hold up. The wildest part about all this is when Brandy finally spoke up. People really tried to flip it on her, like she wasn't the victim here. You had folks online saying stuff like, "Girl, be serious. He was 22, not 40 or something. He was young too. Why speak now?" And I'm sitting here like, what? Others were straight up calling her a liar, saying, "Now y'all are in your 40s and 50s and you want to ruin this man's life? That's crazy." But listen to this. There's a reason Brandy is just now telling her side. For years, while she stayed quiet, Wanya has been out here doing interviews, casually throwing dirt on her name. Not just her, he's even disrespected her parents and tried to rewrite the whole story. He really tried to paint her as some fast girl who got checked by a grown man. And y'all remember that interview he did on The Breakfast Club, right? He was literally laughing about taking her virginity, like it was some kind of joke. And then Charlemagne sat there making slick, tasteless comments about Brandy being intimate with him like it was all funny.
Brandy. He left you lonely, brokenhearted.
No, I didn't actually leave him.
He was teaching Ray J how to do videos.
You told Ray J how to do the segment.
They were saying she was really young when y'all dated.
Yeah, she was. Not that young. Because I don't want y'all to think Boys to Men was young. No.
She said she was.
I was young too.
She said she was 15 and she had to keep it a secret because she was so young.
See, we did the thing. We did the thing when she was like 16, 17, around that time. You know.
You was so you were still a boy too. You hadn't.
I wasn't old. I wasn't
yet,
like 38 years old, nothing like that. I was old enough to. She was old enough to get it.
Okay. But was it legal in the state y'all was in?
I mean, we was always in different states.
Brandy and I were friends in the beginning. Her mother reached out to me, as well as my manager reached out to Brandy, because Brandy was a big fan of mine. I was like, wow, that's amazing, because this young lady was pretty cool. Now, I was young at the time. I wasn't 30 nothing, so don't get it twisted. What happened is she became kind of like my little protege. Once she turned of age, we had been hanging around each other so much. We've been hanging around each other so much that there became to be some sort of connection, an intimate connection. We actually fell in love. Now, we were young. That's what happens. You're young and you fall in love, regardless of anything, my age. Her mother was definitely a part of our relationship. Her mother and father was a part of our relationship. They allowed me to guide Brandy and to help her through her career. They understood that we had grown close, and that's what it was.
Now listen, I'm not even going to sugarcoat it. Brandy's parents were on some questionable timing watching all this unfold, and then later acting like they had no clue what was going on. Even when the truth finally came out, nothing really changed. And that's what makes it even more frustrating. And can we please talk about how Wanya keeps bringing up being 22 like that's somehow close to being 16? Sir, you were a grown man. Stop trying to minimize that. Brandy even broke it down in her memoir, and this part right here is heavy. She said she always planned to wait until marriage and had made that clear to him from the start. But at the same time, she convinced herself that being intimate would somehow strengthen their relationship. So she told herself she was ready, that it was her decision. But deep down, she admitted it didn't feel like a real choice at all. To her, saying no felt like she would lose him completely. And what's even sadder, there was no real love or tenderness in that moment. All that passion he sang about? Yeah, it wasn't there in real life. She realized later she was too young to see the truth, because in his eyes, she wasn't someone special. She was just someone he could conquer.
On Moesha a lot. I did a lot of background work for Moesha, and then he went with Brandy. That was his girlfriend. Or they went to the prom or some shit. Yeah, and I seen him sock Wanya from Boys to Men in the mouth over her with a cast on. He had a cast on one of his hands and socked him out. Bang, like right there. Like yeah.
Yeah,
Crazy.
Brandon T told us about that. He said that Kobe just went off on set real quick.
Yeah, but he would be there. He would be there all the time. So, and then Wanya was like trying to like be on Brandy, or maybe that was his girlfriend, maybe. But Kobe just came and took the bitch and socked him. Bang! It's the end of the road, bitch. So yeah.
God, you figure
I was there. I was right there. I seen it.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, man.
Now hold up. When all of this was going down between Brandy and Wanya, Ray J was still just a kid himself. So realistically, there wasn't much he could do to step in back then. But listen to this. It's apparently been resurfacing a lot lately, and it's even part of why things between Ray J and Brandy have gotten a little tense. Word is, he confronted Wanya about it, and Brandy wasn't feeling that because she wanted to handle her story on her own terms. And honestly, it seems like she just got tired of people speaking for her and decided it was time to use her own voice. She even said it herself. There's some distance between her and Ray J right now. According to her, there are things he's been doing publicly that she doesn't agree with, and for her peace, loving him from a distance is what's best. But she made it clear that their bond is still strong and her love for him hasn't changed. She also pointed out that she doesn't usually respond to headlines or rumors, even when they're completely false. But when she does choose to speak, she handles it herself. No middleman. And she doubled down by saying that while she loves her brother, She doesn't support the way he's been addressing things online and never asked him to defend her. Now, of course, the internet had a lot to say about all of this. One person straight up said, "This is nothing to brag about." They added that being involved with a 16 or 17-year-old as a grown man is disturbing, not something to flex about. Another person called out how people are still blaming Brandy even after hearing that she was underage at the time. They pointed out that she was still a child while he was in his 20s. And they also noticed how he conveniently avoids saying his exact age, which says a lot. But despite all that, people are still finding ways to put this on her, which is wild. Now I want to hear from you. What do you think about Ray J stepping in and speaking out against Wanya? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And make sure you tap in with the next video because trust me, it's just as messy.